those
you to
calm
say.
weekends.
Say
So
what I told you to
he is
say.
trying to get me to compromise my morals. And just listen to Jan, okay? Here he is. Everybody clap. Everybody clap.
I told her to say this guy sucks all the dicks because I knew she wouldn't do it. Fucking pussy. So, somebody's purse is up here and I just really want to go through the shit. Whose fucking purse is this? Let's sit. Can we just talk about what's in your purse? I'm usually not a prop comic, but I want to carrot top the shit out of your purse right now. It looks just like a little bag of surprises. You have a tampon in there, don't you? What are you doing? Is that it? Is that my time? I'm fucking done already. Okay. So what do I want to... So some of you saw me earlier. I was wearing a getup. I was wearing a costume, kind of a uniform thing, and it said the handyman, and I had a tool belt, and it was bad fucking ass. And it's because my stepdad's a contractor and a property manager, so today he had me go and help him do landscaping work. And I love doing that with him because I love getting paid to work out. I love manual labor. It's super fucking fun. You can just call me Manuel de Laborer. But something that always happens when you're doing manual labor as a white guy around Vegas, that's full of Mexicans, is that inevitably they see you doing it and it confuses the shit out of them. The house next to us, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I posted a picture of a two-tone black and white sedan earlier. And it's like, yeah, it's a $40,000 average a year income neighborhood. And they have like a nice SUV and shit in the garage, but their second car has to be a fucking two-tone, like it's white on top and black on the bottom. Fucking shitty. There was no pinstripes. I was really disappointed. And the license plate says New Mexico. And then they see us doing, like, I'm just shoveling rocks into the yard, just fucking shoveling rocks. And they're like, what the fuck is that shit? I'm doing it, and like SUVs are going by or whatever, because that's the kind of neighborhood we're in. And so I stop so that the cars feel safe, like they're not going to get hit by rocks that I'm just fucking shoveling in fucking wheelbarrow and shit. And I stop and I look at the people like, yeah, you can go. And one of them was just this black family looking at me like, what the fuck is going on and shit? And they got to the end of the cul-de-sac where they are, and they just got out of their car and just stood and watched me. Like they couldn't fucking believe what was happening. Is that a white guy doing manual labor? Shit, we really are president now. One time I was like helping him do roofing, and it was in a really fucking Mexican neighborhood. And people just kept driving by and they would slow down like it was a car accident and just look at these two white guys on the roof doing fucking roofing in like a uniform all clean and shit. They're like, don't they know they're gonna get sunburned? They're not supposed to do that shit. That's what we fucking do. There's health code violations going on here. Hope they have insurance. So that was really fun. So, I want to get really serious with you guys here. Can I just have like a PSA moment with you guys? I got a call earlier this week informing me that I had been in contact with somebody who had chlamydia. Everybody's like, ew. Yeah, I know, right? Let's all do it. 1, 2, 3. Ew. Yeah. So that call's never fun to get. And when you get it, like, they talk to you, and then they start asking you a bunch of really personal questions about your habits and the way you live your lifestyle and stuff, which I realized halfway through, and I asked the woman talking to me, I was like, why do you need all this information, like, about my ethnicity and, like, where I hang out and what I do on the weekends and shit? And I realized it was just for statistics' sake. Every time you read those little pamphlets, you go and get tested or you do X, Y, and Z, which, by the way, I don't want to scare anybody. I had previously been tested, and I got my results today, and I don't have chlamydia. So you can clap for that. And when you do go and get tested and shit, and they're like, okay, so you don't have HIV, the guy always says the same shit. He's always like, the one test you want to fail, am I right? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Fucking so I don't have chlamydia, so that's fucking awesome. But I realized after I spent like an hour on the phone with this woman talking to her about my life and shit, and then I hung up. I was like, it's Tuesday April 1st. That might have been the best fucking April Fools ever. And I had to call her back. And I was like, hey, Jenny, it's Jan. Listen, was that just like the most amazing fucking April Fools ever? Did you just totally burn me and I'm going to be on the radio in like a week or some shit? She was like, no, it's for real. And I was like, okay, I just had to check. She's like, I didn't even think about that. That's really fucking good. So next year, anybody I have the phone number of in this room is going to fucking get it. Because now I know how to make that phone call sound legit as shit. You're all having chlamydia next year on April 1st. It's going to be, or, you know, whatever, however I decide to feel about it. I don't want to tell anybody HIV because I don't want to scare anybody really too bad or anything. I don't want anybody to, like, you know, go and start doing their bucket list. If they fucking believe me and don't realize, because I didn't even realize either while the call was happening. But let's see. So what else do I want to talk about? What do we cover? We cover Mexicans, black people, STDs. That's the other thing is I was on the phone call with her and she's like asking me all these questions and she was like confused because I seemed to already know all of the things one should know about how to live safely. And I'm like, you're like, this guy's white. He should know all this shit already. Why am I talking to you? I don't fucking... Oh, stereotypes. They're fun. I don't really... What should I talk about? Let's do a freestyle joke. I know Mike Z hates that shit. Huh? Science? We already did science that one time, man. Fucking science. Fucking science. I don't know. I'm dying up here, man. Wrap it up. 1 minute. Dragon Ball Z. Let's talk about Mike's nuts some more. Yeah. Speaking of chlamydia, swollen testicles is one of the symptoms. He's trying to tell everybody it was just a hernia and shit. He's probably the one. All I know is he's put his balls on my car twice. Within actually the time frame works out. In the last 3 months, in the last 6 months, swollen nuts. And then the clap. Is that the one that it is? Chlamydia, the clap? See, I don't even know, like, the fancy nicknames and shit that old people have. That's what we called it in the 80s. My mom's always like, we survived the 80s. I'm like, that was the fucking fun time. You guys had all the fucking, like, the 80s, like, the last 40 years were like a party. The 60s, everybody shows up and they're all wearing ridiculous shit. And the 70s, it got even more ridiculous, and that's when everybody was like, hey, here's the drugs. And then the 80s, everyone was like, we don't want to go to sleep, more drugs. And then everybody started having sex with each other, and then in the 90s, everybody woke up hungover as shit. And they're like, oh, fuck, let's play grunge music and wear flannels around our waist. Smells like Teen Spirit. Thanks, I'm Jan.